Hey everyone, on this vlog we're looking at the harsh realities of today's music industry. While some may find this video discouraging, it's important to be real, face these things, and discuss them. Of course, I don't want to be a total downer. Tomorrow we're going to look at the flip side of this, the wonderful realities of today's music industry. Now before we start, keep in mind everything I talk about will reflect my biases. What I have seen and experienced will be different than you. And if you disagree with any of my points, feel free to let me know down in the comment section. Anyways, let's get into it. Aspiring musicians need to find a way to commit to music full time. The overwhelming majority of people who are successful in this industry found a way to put all their creative energy and time into their art. I'm gonna have a real hard time making a career in music if I also have a full-time job as a software developer. It sets me up for a major disadvantage because there will be musicians that I'm competing with that are able to do it full time. Succeeding in music is hard enough without having the deck stacked against you. It's unfair, but some people simply don't have the means to make this happen. If you are one of the lucky few who can, committing to music full-time often means that your relationships will suffer. Most people that I've been around have pursued a more conventional career path, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. But I've found that unless you're determined to pursue your passion as your career, it's hard to truly understand what goes into that. I've personally had numerous relationships strained because of this. It's tough telling a friend that you're gonna miss their wedding because you have a gig out of town. Another example is that few people my age are overly interested in having a romantic relationship with a struggling musician. That's not the case for everyone. People can be understanding, but this kind of thing adds up over time. The recurring theme here is that a lot of time needs to go into your music and the business that you're building. For many of us, our success will be determined by how many people we can reach and how we monetize that group. Building a fan base is incredibly hard and time consuming. When I first started making YouTube videos, I figured that one big video would put me on the map. And I'm sure there's many others who think that all it will take is one break. I've found that getting that break is hard enough in itself, but one success will not lead to a career. It's a long, slow build, and in my world, it's one video after another, each one hopefully bringing in a few more people. Creating art that stands out, whether it be music, videos, whatever you do, is extremely tough. The fact is, there's a drastic oversupply of music compared to the demand. We don't need more musicians in the world. And I don't know about you, but my social media is packed full of people sharing what is probably decent enough music. Even as someone who's interested in music, I can't be bothered to listen to most things. The barriers of entry are so low that anybody can record and share music. It doesn't need to be good. In order to stand out, we need to create something great. And this is no easy task. It's something that I personally struggle trying to achieve all the time and often come up short. In years past, there was a vetting system in place before the music could reach the public ear. Recording time was expensive and you likely needed a record label to fund your album. You wouldn't get this unless they believed that they could make money off you. From there, someone needs to promote the product, play it on the radio, and so on. It's not perfect, but that weeds out a lot of poor music. Now, all you need is a bit of money for recording gear, a Facebook account, and your music's out there. Now, speaking of how things used to be, there simply isn't money in the same way that there was before. Playing live, selling records, and merchandise was how people like me used to make money. This was the business model for a long period of time. Streaming has all but killed record sales, and it seems to me that less and less people are going out to watch live music. Of course, that changes once you have a huge fan base, but we already mentioned how hard that is to achieve. Since the traditional means of a musician's income have all but dried up, we need to get creative in how we make money. It seems to me that the music industry is very much in a transition stage, which is a little bit scary because we can't follow the path to success that people before us did. It simply doesn't exist anymore. The institutions have fallen apart and made way for new things. Even a place like YouTube, which seems fairly stable, could be flipped on its head if Facebook ever decides to get serious about their video platform. That's just one example of many that could drastically affect the business plan of someone like me. There is still a lot of murky ground in this new landscape that we're trying to figure out. And with this new music business, it's not enough for us to be good at just one thing. As much as I may want to spend all my time playing guitar, there's more to it than that. You need to be a jack of all trades. I look at what goes into being a guitarist on a daily basis for me, and it would include music, video editing, production, promotion, graphic design, web design, as well as countless other things. At one time, each one of these things would be taken care of by a different person. Now, if we want to have success at running a small business, we have to be competent at many other things besides just music. Which brings me to my last harsh reality: few people succeed in this industry. I graduated with a bachelor's in performance from one of the best music programs in my country. There were about 100 or so highly talented talented musicians who graduated with me, and I can think of about 5 who are doing music full-time now. I don't want this video to be nothing but discouragement for you. By understanding these things, you are more prepared to face the harsh climate that is today's music industry. And keep in mind, my definition of success may be very different than yours, which means my path could be radically different and my obstacles won't look the same. Remember, there will always be a demand for great music. Create that, get it into the world, and you'll achieve your goals. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow where we look at the bright side of this equation, the wonderful realities of today's music industry. Please feel free to let me know what you liked about this video or what you think I got totally wrong down there in the comment section. I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I will see you again next time.